In this lesson, I'm going to introduce a number of different locations, such as shops and buildings and places we'll see regularly around town. Then we'll have a look at those in terms of placing them in front of, behind, beside, above, etc. Be able to describe what our town or what our suburb looks like. Firstly, a supermarket in Japanese is simply super. It's very common that an English word will be shortened if put in katakana. Super ga arimasu literally means there is a supermarket. Super ga arimasu. Departo. And I'm sure if you just heard me say that often English words are abbreviated when put in katakana, you'll know that departo is a department store. Departo ga arimasu. There is a department store. Hoteru ga arimasu. Hoteru. Obviously in Japan there's a number of different places you can stay if travelling, but of course you can also choose just a very nice hoteru, meaning hotel. Hoteru ga arimasu. There is a hotel. If we were to purchase meat, we'd be buying it from a butcher. A butcher in Japanese is niku ya, taking the Japanese word for niku, meaning meat, and adding the common addition ya, meaning a shop. Niku ya, a meat shop. In English, of course, a butcher. Nikuya ga arimasu. Kusuri is the Japanese word for medicine. Once again, we just add ya. We do this for a number of different products. Kusuriya, a chemist. Or kusuriya. The Japanese word for fish, sakana. We add ya. Sakanaya, a fish shop. Sakanaya. Sakanaya ga arimasu. There is a fish shop. Sakanaya ga arimasu. Yubinkyoku. That's the traditional Japanese word for a post office. Yubinkyoku ga arimasu. There is a post office. Yubinkyoku. Yaoya. Yaoya is an interesting word. It actually relates to many, many, many different products. In fact, 800 different products. But it's the word they use for a fruit and vegetable store. Yaoya ga arimasu. Yaoya. Byōin, a Japanese hospital. Byōin. Byōin ga arimasu. There is a hospital. Byōin ga arimasu. Pan is the Japanese word for bread. Comes from the Portuguese, which is similar to the French as well, like pain for bread. Panya is the Japanese word for a bakery. Panya ga arimasu. There's a bakery. There's a bread shop. Panya. Bunboguya relates to stationery, pens, books, etc. Bunboguya is the stationery shop. We may call it a news agency. There are often other terms used. In Japan, bunboguya. Gakko, the common Japanese word for a school, generally. Could be a primary school, junior high school, or a senior high school. Simply, gakko means school. Gakko ga arimasu. Restaurant obviously comes from the English word restaurant. Restaurant, meaning a restaurant. Restaurant ga arimasu. Most Japanese restaurants have a specific speciality, so you might talk about a sushi-ya, a sushi restaurant, or a yakitori-ya, but the word restaurant is just general for restaurant. Kissaten. Kissaten refers to a coffee shop. Kissaten. A lot of Japanese couples go and have a coffee and cake at a kissaten. Kissaten ga arimasu. Konbini. Coming from convenience store, konbini. Japan's famous for its huge number of convenience stores. Konbini. And you can get food, services, pay things, buy tickets, all sorts of things at your konbini, your convenience store. Chūshajō. Chūshajō is your car park, and they are very interesting in Japan. Toshokan, library. Toshokan ga arimasu. There is a library. Toshokan. So we will refer to this group as your most common or typical buildings and places that you find around your suburb. If you add ga arimasu to any of those, you're simply saying there is that particular building. Ga arimasu. If we wanted to say, for example, the coffee shop is in front of the hospital, we would start out with byōin, the hospital, no mae ni, because in front of belongs to the hospital. It's in front of the hospital. Byōin no mae ni, in front of the hospital. And we add kissaten ga arimasu. There is a coffee shop. Byōin no mae ni, in front of the hospital. Kissaten ga arimasu. There is a coffee shop. If we had a hospital behind a department store, we'd start off with the department store, depato no ushiro, meaning behind. Depato no ushiro ni byōin ga arimasu. There's a hospital behind the department store. Depato no ushiro ni, behind the department store, byōin ga arimasu. There is a hospital. If we had a butcher right next to the fish shop, we could say nikuya no tonari ni. Tonari meaning next door to. Nikuya no tonari ni sakanaya ga arimasu. There's a fish shop right next door to the butcher. Nikuya no tonari ni sakanaya ga arimasu. Nikuya, butcher. Sakanaya, fish shop. Nikuya no tonari ni, next to the butcher. Sakanaya ga arimasu. There is a fish shop. Often we have different shops on different floors of a department store or other place. Panya, the bakery, no ue ni. Ue meaning on top of or above. Panya no ue ni, above the baker or on top of the bakery. Restaurant ga arimasu. Panya no ue ni restaurant ga arimasu. Would probably mean the panya is on the first floor and the restaurant is above that on the second floor. Panya no ue ni, on top of the bakery. Restaurant ga arimasu. There is a restaurant. So the first place, no, and the position. So for example, the first place and the position relating to that place. And then we simply say the other place exists. Super for supermarket, no tonari ni, next to the supermarket. Kusuriya, chemist, ga arimasu. There is a chemist. Super no tonari ni kusuriya ga arimasu. There is a chemist next to the supermarket. Toshokan, library. Toshokan no migi ni, on the right hand of the library. Yubinkyoku, the post office, ga arimasu. Toshokan no migi ni, on the right hand side of the library. Yubinkyoku ga arimasu. There is a post office. Konbini no hidari ni, on the left of the convenience store. Gakkou ga arimasu. There is a school. Konbini no hidari ni, on the left. Hidari ni. Gakkou ga arimasu. There is a school on the left of the convenience store. Practice putting places and positions in the sentence to be able to describe the area in which you live or the area where you shop.